Hello and welcome to week 1 of the Pokemon Battle League. This is Zach filling in for the home team, Casey, with the Squirtle Squads. Looking at the team preview, we've got a Lycanroc, Latias, Heatran, Articuno, Nidoqueen, and Magnezone running against... Oh, my screen died. Give me a second. Oh, battle's starting. So we'll find out what we're running against. So our first Pokemon they send out is we get a Fortress on the other side, which matches up well against some of the people on the team, specifically Lycanroc if it's running Gyro Ball. But fortunately we have Fenrir with Fire Fang, able to get a critical hit, survive with the Sturdy, and Fortress values a set of spikes running a Suicide lead set from what I can gather from this. So go into turn 2, another Fire Fang will take out the Fortress, but he is instead withdrawn. Vaporeon, who can take the hit any day of the week, and counter back with a Scald or a similar water type move. Fenrir is useless here, so he'll switch out, bringing in Danger Zone, the name I embarrassingly just understood to be a play on Magnezone, not just a tribute to Kenny Loggins. I originally thought the Magnezone would be running some kind of Magnet Pool Choice Scarf set running against the Fortress, but luckily Fortress isn't as dangerous as he was 5 years ago, and Analytic is what I believe is running due to the damage on that Vaporeon with a Volt Switch. We come back to Fenrir as our pivot, who, again, just must be running offensive moves capable of taking out other Pokemon on this team. We get Cofagrigus, the Pokemon Game Freak won't even allow on their own servers because of the homophobic slur in the middle of the name, unintentional. Now this was a move that confused me on Casey's part because I don't necessarily see Latias as a check or a counter to the Big Coffin. It manages to take a Shadow Ball at 50% health, which after Calm Mind will let it boost itself back up, but overall you're risking critical hits, you're risking special defense drops, which, spoiler alert, the risk is not as calculated as we would like it to be. Just Latias is such a valuable Pokemon for the rest of the team, especially running things against Goodra, or really Goodra is a big problem. So Nidoqueen comes out after Latias takes 2 Shadow Balls without contributing much else. And Nidoqueen manages to tank that hit, but gets the special defense drop again, which, it's like you can't win. You hate to see that. Unable to take the second Shadow Ball, so Nidoqueen becomes a sack, drops out. Trick Room is over, and we switch back to Latias, who is now going to outspeed the Big Coffin. Goes immediately for the Shadow Ball rather than the Calm Mind, which is the correct move, anticipating the Trick Room, because it would have, even with the Calm Mind, it would not have survived 2 Shadow Balls, and this will allow you to get some chip damage off, or get the kill in case it ran exactly as it did. So Latias is going to be able to grab a kill here, but because of the Life Orb damage, it's also going to go down as well. So we watch the Coffin die. We watch the beautiful shiny Latias die. It's a wonderful shiny. The Goodra comes out. Really would have been wonderful for Latias, even under Trick Room. Goodra doesn't have the damage output to really take on something like Latias. Reverse Phoenix comes out. A pretty solid switch too. We're running 4 against 4 Toxic to just stall it out. The Goodra is running Fire Punch though, which, again, critical hits, special defense drops they're the name of this game tonight, folks. and it's not looking good for us. So Roost up, and this will turn into a couple turns of Roost stalling the Toxic out and waiting for Trick Room to run out, which will allow Gooter to get 2 turns in a row because it does outspeed the Articuno. There's a bit of this happening. The critical hits really have been unfortunate for what have been fairly solid plays on my home team allegiance. There's not much you can do against a couple critical hits in a row. Although the game started with a critical hit against the opposition, but it was a move where it would have been a 2-hit KO at the very least regardless. So Articuno goes down here, the Trick Room is out, and Goodra is at the point where there will be, I believe, 2 more turns of poison would kill it, but this, I believe, sorry Casey, I believe this was a misplay going into the danger zone here. I probably would have gone Heatran, although it could have been running an Earthquake. I wouldn't have risked it, or I would have, I don't know. I think Magnezone was valuable. I don't think Magnezone was the sack. Possibly Fenrir as a sack as well. I don't know how much left it had to do in the game. I thought Magnezone would have been too valuable, too powerful to go down to a Gooter that would have died in 2 turns regardless. So Gooter does go down, but because it was killed on the Lycanroc Fenrir, he's able to get in Ludicolo, who can obviously take a hit and fire back with a super effective move. Basically any effective move will take a Lycanroc out, but especially a super effective off of a Light Orb. Then we get Flame Prince, the Heatran in. Heatran doesn't love the Pokemon that are left on the opposition. It'll be able to take a Scald and be able to kill with the Lava Plume at 4 HP that Ludicolo is holding on to, whatever there. But it doesn't run enough speed, doesn't run enough bulk to survive what's ever out. So really, the end game, I think the turning point after all the misfortunes was the loss of the Magnezone, who could have done some serious damage to Ludicolo. So Never Ending Nightmare is going to come out from Mimikyu, who it wouldn't matter if this did or did not kill Heatran because of its disguise ability. It would have survived regardless. But this will, without a doubt, kill Heatran, ending an unfortunate, unlucky game for the home team. But don't you worry, folks. We'll be back.